I start to read it a lot. I try to read it all the time and let the ideas come organically, almost subconsciously, just from the process of reading it. And I try to read it as neutrally as possible. I try not to jump immediately to like, how would I perform it? Even though that happens anyway, just out of instinct, I really try to detach from it as much as I can, so that I get information in and I'm not just, pouring out my thoughts onto it. And so after kind of reading it, then I slowly start to say the words out loud. And then that starts to inform me. Then I think, okay, well, what do I need to know in order for me to be able to say this with conviction, and me to be able to believe in the situation that's happening? And then at that point, the dialogue starts to become much more secondary, and it starts to be about, what do I need to know or understand to behave believably in this particular situation, of this scene, and in this scene, and this scene. And that's when coming up with a history, coming up with looking at the outside world of, well, what is a similar situation that I can draw from, emotionally, what happens to me when I think about this, and that's kind of how the process begins there. For me, I think the most important thing is tone. So what I read it, to figure out for me what my function is in this, what the function of this character is, and what's the playground look like, because each one is a different playground. And so, like, what's the structure here? What is it? And what is the tone? Because that'll dictate it's the lens in which I view the story. So, and it's not just like, it's a comedic tone, it's a serious tone. It's at every moment the tone is slightly changing, like music, like a song. So figuring out what the whole sound of the thing is, what the music of the whole piece is, and then going back and kind of understanding, okay, so that's what this is, that's the function of this. So that'll dictate how I approach this particular situation. And that's why I read it over and over again, because it just it gets me in sync with the tone of the whole story. Because the idea is, obviously I want to bring myself to it, but I want to put a specific lens of the story onto it, because that's what differentiates it, and that's what also will hopefully help give unique choices to that character.